So I see just had the election. It's funny how like I feel like they always connected. Like new shit get announced right after the election, but
Yeah.
Star Wars Trilogy, bro. They
Got
just
this.
said it flat out came out and said it's a new trilogy. They ain't say
Yeah.
like one movie. They said a new trilogy coming out.
They said 10, 11, and we can tie this with something else I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
about, like, did you notice, right? Kind of when it comes to MCU, but yeah, I saw that with the they even got the writer, right? They even announced that the
Yeah,
writer for it. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, I'll say pull it up because
And it's independent of everything else.
that was the thing though. They was going back and forth with that. They was trying to it was some reports saying that it was the continuation of the Skywalker saga, and it was other
So I'm
reports
not
saying
saying that. I'm saying it's independent because just kind of okay. Let me ask you this. So let's ask it because I think this kind of like puts the nail in the. I don't think they're doing the Daisy movie. I don't
okay,
think that's gonna
okay,
happen.
yeah,
I think you have to
the,
reference something in there,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if
okay,
you let's say if you go 30 or 40 years into the future or
yeah,
whatever it is, however they do it, it's gonna be some time. It has to be a time jump.
yeah, oh,
But
yeah, definitely.
if you're gonna go 10, 11, 12, right, and you're going to do that, you kind of not. It kind of don't make sense to do in a standalone Daisy movie. So
Facts.
she either in it as Ray and
Older,
she's like in like older,
yeah.
or it's a flashback. Get what I'm saying? Because like if you're gonna go do a trilogy, you're gonna go 10, 11, 12. Maybe you could still want to do the James
You got to
Mangold.
jump, yeah.
Maybe you want to do the James Mangold, whatever, Dawn of
Dawn
the
of
Jedi
Jedi,
still.
yeah.
But you can't do it. You can't do a, if you're gonna go 10, 11, 12, let's go 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right.
You can't just do it don't
Full
say,
new investment. Yeah.
yeah, unless she somewhere in there, like you say, she the flashback or something, but like you do.
I definitely think she's gonna be a part of it though.
Yeah.
Like you said, that standalone Daisy Ridley movie. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they're gonna do that. I just think she's gonna be a part of this time jump trilogy. I do think she's gonna be in it.
And part of me now I think I think she will see something in it, but not like that whole era not in it. Like she had a
Yeah,
movie. Like,
yeah.
like
She had a movie like a follow up to
yeah.
her. What is Ray doing? Type.
What is Ray doing today?
Yeah.
Which and I actually wouldn't be shocked if what is Ray doing don't end up becoming a series. You get what I'm saying? If they still do it, like, hey, let's catch like we caught up with Kenobi. Oh, he didn't live in that hut the entire time. Okay, cool. We know that. That's part of the lore, right? That's part of the lore. He moved to the situation.
Stay hidden.
I actually started watching that again. So
Yeah, I'm about to start watching.
That's why I just came to mind.
I need to go back to Kenobi and give it another. Yeah, I need to watch it again. You're right.
But I'm trying to pull it up, but I don't think. Yeah, it's they came out with Simon Kinberg to write and produce.
Because let's go back real quick. Just give me a quick update just to sort of recap that because terrible movie, but it's still just to think about what happened in the movie. Did they destroy the entire First Order? I don't think they destroyed. I know they defeated them, but I don't think they destroyed them all. Like
I think it's going to come out like kind of like there could be an opportunity to be Remiss, just like how we just seen it in the Mandoverse. Right, like when we when we were young, and we saying we're young, but window pick. What is it asking me? This will allow. I don't want to do all that. They're asking me. You do stuff and they asking you for permissions. Like, hey man, that's too fast, bro. I ain't giving you that much. Google want to get everything, and it's like
location.
You want to get all that. Like, you don't want to. What do you want to get all that stuff for? What is it? What is it? Is it sharing? That's not the screen I want to share.
Oh, is that you or me?
That's me. Hold on. But to your point, I would imagine that we didn't walk away just kind of like when we walked away from Return of the Jedi, right? And then but it was still
because in the books it took them years.
Yeah.
Even up until Heir to the Empire, like it took them years to get full independence. It took years. And then you had Thrawn out there waiting.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so even though I think just from a behind the scenes standpoint, I think they'll try to distance themselves from that movie and that trilogy.
Yeah, and this will give them a time because you look at so I'll go on the record. I don't think it's a good movie. I enjoyed the movie though, so I'm gonna be transparent. I enjoy But I'm with you. It was supposed to be Avengers Endgame, Star Wars Endgame, and it just wasn't, right? But
it definitely
it was supposed to be that.
Tried to be that. Like, definitely. They brought everybody together. It was this big battle at the end. It was,
but it's not. With that being said, I think this is a good opportunity for them. Not good opportunity. I could see them being like, okay, yeah, like you were saying, to think about distancing, and it's good opportunity to check the temperature, right? Like when they go in to make the sequels, right? Sequel trilogy. If I would have went online in 2014, anytime between 2000 and 1999 to 2014, the prequels were hated, right? But then the prequels right after that, it was their time. Prequel era people, it was their time. So it was like a I won't say anti-prequel sentiment. There's a lot of people that love the prequels. I'm talking from a narrative and a noise standpoint, right? Narrative and a noise. But then the people that really enjoyed it, the people that the loudest now, like, no, this is us. Give them opportunity to see that might be a generation that come out. By the time these start to come out, and okay, maybe the sequel's different. The people who love them are the loudest or not, and then it could be incorporated in this the same way how. But it could be at the same time, right here, doing. But to your point, in doing this, it's just like we moving on, right? So like, if it don't make sense if we're gonna go 10, 9, and I'm gonna read this stuff, but if we're gonna go 10, 11, 12, we got a whole new cast of characters, right? We got a whole new cast of people that we dealing with, right? Even if it's still obviously still connected, like, oh, we done with the Skywalker saga, but if it's that's still playing part, like, oh, what Leia did in 12 BBY or ABY, and what Luke did in this, and the legacy of the Jedi and all this and all that still play a part. Cool. But I don't think it'll be I don't think we're catching up with Rey. We catching up with Finn as a Jedi master, right? I don't think that's the case where it would be the case.
It's not going to show you their next step. It's more going to be so like, oh, they took those steps. We in another phase of the galaxy. Like, you know what I mean? We'll be behind whatever it is that they did next. We're already behind that. We're already past that point. I think I'm with you.
Yeah, so like what they say, Lucasfilm to close the deal with Simon Kinberg to develop a trilogy of Star Wars films. Kinberg will write the trio and produce them with Lucasfilm, and we always got it with Chief.
So you know who Simon Kinberg is, right?
I don't know. So yeah,
he's the X-Men guy.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did see that.
Again,
early X-Men, like those X-Men.
Like First Class guy, I think.
Okay.
And then I think he didn't he direct. Sorry, didn't he direct the Phoenix movie? I think he directed the Phoenix movie, which, by the way, I like.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't do well, but I like that movie. I like that movie a lot, actually, even though it got toasted. But I like that movie.
I think I like all of them, man. I'm trying to think about.
It's one of those. It's one of those. Like I like them all. Like it's like again, Terminator. Yeah. Like it's certain franchises that can't really do no wrong with me. X-Men is kind of like one of those. Like, but it ain't really an X-Men I don't like.
But I'm trying to think about that second kind of that those X-Men movies that came out in the mid 2010s, right?
Yeah, most of them were all hits. Like they ain't really missed with that. You talking about like after they kind of they did the semi reboot.
Yeah,
it was First Class.
Yeah,
where basically what's his name? The new Professor X, the younger.
Your boy
McAvoy or whatever. His name.
Yeah, James. Is it James?
James McAvoy. Yeah, when he took over, they had like a little run there. They had First Class, then they had Days of Future Past, then they had what is it? The Apocalypse movie.
Yeah, I think that's probably the toughest one for me.
Yeah, that's probably that's the toughest one. That's a rough one, bro. You know what I mean? That was tough. Like, man, because they got Apocalypse wrong. You know what I mean? Like, woo. Yeah, that was rough. You know what I mean? But
Apocalypse tough, man.
That's probably the roughest one.
That's a rough one, boy.
Yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough, bro. I'm with you.
Apocalypse,
that Phoenix movie, I like though. I like that Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix. I think he producer. I did like Phoenix, man. Like you say,
I was looking at First Class. Let me see.
I'm trying to think the ones that he got on this.
He produced. He was the producer guy, man. But he started producing them with First Class, and then pretty sure he took over as director.
He was a producer on Logan.
Yeah, he directed Dark Phoenix, man. And again, it's not a perfect movie, man, but I like Dark Phoenix.
Oh, he was part of Star Wars Rebels too.
That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, okay. So that's because I was trying to figure out his Star Wars connection. Yeah, he did Rebels, man.
He did Rebels.
So hey,
yeah, he part of the.
But you made a good point though. You made a good point about my bad. Going back to what you said about new characters, right? You're right, man. Like there's gonna be a new cast, right? There's gonna be a new cast. There's gonna be new characters, and just starting from that point, man, you can make something happen with that. Like there's power in that, right? With even though it's a familiar universe, I just like the idea of getting out of the where the trilogy ended, where the sequel trilogy ended. Like you said, moving in the future, but also getting away from J.J. Abrams, like that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He directed 2 out of the 3 movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting away from Chris Terrio, getting away from J.J. Abrams, moving beyond that team that was that worked on the sequel trilogy. Now we got a new team, we got a new cast, we got new writers, new producers. For the most part, Kathleen Kennedy always gonna be there. She Lucasfilm, but
that's the part I was gonna bring up. My bad. Go ahead. Finish.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all.
Because I hope they stay that, because that's always the thing about when you see Star Wars news and things of this nature. Like, okay, that changes every 20. I mean, this is a change from the last change. This is a change from the last change. Like, is this for real? Is this consistent? Because let's go back to JJ. JJ did 2 of the 3 movies, but it's like y'all would have been better off just letting JJ do all 3 or do none.
Yes.
Right. Whatever's the outcome. But that was what it was supposed to be. Even if he decided who directed the second movie and directed the third movie, like if he was a part of that, like
let his vision,
like whatever you feel about, or anybody feel, because I enjoy it, but whatever anybody feels about the Mandoverse, but it's from a division of us 2 people, 1 and 2 people between Favreau and Filoni. So everything that comes out between Mando and Ahsoka and Boba, and even with this with the young kids is about to come out, like all that still stay vision. Other people directed, they may do this, but it's their vision. And when we come out on the other side, it's like, okay, I got what they were trying to do, right? Because it's but they should have just, if it would have been better if he did it all, or if Ryan did it all, in terms of like, this is what I want. Right. I'd be nervous when I see this stuff, and it's like, are y'all gonna let him do it? Right. Are y'all gonna let him do it? Because this right here, and I get so nervous about this stuff these days when it comes to Star Wars, because then it's like you want to get back into the parts. Like, okay, man, this part of me, I want to get into Theory Expo. Like, yeah, I feel like I feel like they can really backdoor this other universe shit right now, right? They can really backdoor this other universe, right? To let it sit over there. so then when Simon come back to work, we got a Grogu sitting around. We got a young Jason out here. We got, you get what I'm saying? Like, we got a whole other, that y'all was just over there. Y'all wasn't here. Y'all was over there, right? You get what I'm saying?
That's a good point, man. Yeah.
Like this didn't. And honestly, because it was never like the sequels, and I'm saying it for a person who watches the sequels, but like it wasn't like the sequels was like a galactic war, right? It wasn't. It never felt like a galactic, right? Like
the stakes wasn't there, right? Like
obviously they can fill it out, but it ain't like when I watch, like we knew it from the original trilogy, from what they were telling us, but then like I can watch Rebels, I can play Fallen Order, I can play Survivor, I can see the Solo movie, I can see other things, Andor, and be like, oh, the Empire was really oppressing people, right? This is really like the whole the whole galaxy this was a problem for the entire galaxy. I mean, I can get that all the way from the end of Revenge of the Sith, starting with Bad Batch. I don't really get that from the sequel, so it's like it could be like this was a skirmish, like you say, a skirmish. It feel real skirmishy, right?
Yeah, it was like
everybody.
They never even got to like a real problem, right? It was all about like they were trying to warn the Republic that the First Order could become a problem. It never was like they never had achieved any like major victory to the point they were like chasing around the Resistance. It was never like the galaxy was at stake.
Let's stop it before it began.
They stopped it before it began, even with the Return of the Emperor, right? Like he was able to keep him in that little pocket wherever he was at. He was hitting like in that part of space or whatever.
Yeah, Exegol. Yeah, he out there.
Exegol. Yeah,
and he got all them Star Destroyers, but like he got them there. They there. They ain't outside. They there. So it's like, it never. That's a good point. It always felt like they were stopping it before it really took off. So Canto Bight was good. Any other area, it seemed like the only other area that probably caught it was Kojima, right? When they basically blew that up. But like it wasn't like Tatooine felt the impact of the First Order. Where the Empire, they felt the impact they felt the impact of the Empire. So my long-winded way of saying, like, okay, we stopped that from happening. We don't really have to deal with the repercussions of a First Order,
right?
Or even that whole thing. Like we get to so that it didn't require Grogu and all of them to show up, right? Wherever they was tucked. That's what I'm really trying to say. Yeah. That they was tucked away didn't require them to come around. So now, if you have some of them, or it just gives me it makes me want to go there. Like, hey man, we got this whole thing that Cal and them set up with the path and all that stuff that was set up. We can really backdoor some of that stuff.
That's a good point.
To be
man.
Like, story can take place over there, or even if it come back over here, wherever it is, it's just the possibilities that that's available that really could be interesting. If you do it right, and if you let whomever's in place go to work. I just think if this is the real deal, a lot of this stuff right here, I might get a TV show.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
They might get one of those. All of them though, that's a stretch. You know what I mean? Like they kind of, I don't know what they're doing with Donald Glover. You know, they told him he was gonna get a show and he was gonna get a movie. They announced they had a logo for it, and you know what, Taika Waititi, I just don't believe that's ever gonna happen.
Boy, his stardom failed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Think about where he was.
Yeah.
At the end, so he just did Ragnarok, right? He did Ragnarok. And he had that dope episode of The Mandalorian, right? Yeah. And then him being IG-11.
Yeah.
And like Taika, he was the only one that had like outside of Favreau that had done anything for real. When you watch that round table, like even Favreau said it, they was like, oh no, he done did big movies.
Yeah.
He had the couple, he had already had movies before he joined up and did the MCU movie. Like he already had movies under his belt.
Didn't they announce that he like off the next door? Like he's not gonna do the next door? And they kind of
I hope that's the case.
Yeah. I think he kind of burned a little bit of like, I think he got connections to both these franchises, but I think he kind of burned some of the bridges a little bit. They might look at him now like, man, you play too much. You know, like, man, your ass play too much because like he don't got this, because he got other stuff going on. He got like a TV show, you know.
I think the one got canceled.
Movies.
The one got canceled.
Yeah, they did.
Nah, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just saying.
No, but he's been working on other stuff. Is what I'm saying. And I don't know if they look at him the same way. I'm just this is just me. You know, I don't have any proof of that, but I'm just saying, like, I could see them looking at him like, you play too much. We ain't about to give you the keys again to another, franchise unless you got somebody writing for you or something, because we ain't really here to just give you, because bro, a lot of their future hinges on a lot of this stuff, right? Like this is like money, like this is important, like this you can't really play from this point on, you know what I mean? Like they really trying to get one of these projects off the ground. You give it to Waititi and then he make a movie about droids dancing. It's like dog, that ain't about to bring us $1 billion. Like,
yeah, he can't do.
We talking about coming to the screen, right? So they trying to make movies. So
he can't do a Star Wars, and I don't even think like what I would love, man. What I would love, but I believe like Donald Glover, if he gonna do something, he should get his own thing. But I would love to see him in Filoni's movie as Lando during that Heir to the Empire time, right? Like, like not no de-aging, not no none of that stuff. I would love to see him, but he not. I don't think he's here for that. he'd do it, but like he probably still want to do a in between Solo, in between episode 5 movie. He probably was looking to do that.
That's what he signed up. Yeah, I think that's what he signed up for. They had a
Something
logo, man.
something
Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure
swashbuckling.
he like I know it was like him and his brother. They pitched that.
Yeah.
That was the project they pitched. It was like a Lando movie, but that was
During that
it was
time, right?
obviously a younger Lando, you know.
Something swashbuckling.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because
Like,
this era of the Empire time, and I'm just, you know what I mean when the Mandoverse time, ain't no swashbuckling happening, right?
no.
They're not swashbuckling. Everybody mad. Everybody went through the war.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, Lando rich. You know, he counting his chips like I made out good. Like I'm running.
Oh yeah, he got
Cloud
that
City.
mining colony, right? He got the new one.
Didn't he have a wife like in the books? Like
Yeah,
like he was getting married. Like he got a new woman. Like
he had a daughter and everything, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. The swashbuckling era is not nah. Them days is over. So you're right. Like if they're gonna do a movie about a young Lando, it would have to be he got to be he gonna be high speed chases and shooting people. You know what I mean with the cape on, man. It's Lando with the cape. You know. Yeah, Lando. You know he got the cape on. So
like sure, like what time should because like okay, you got Lando and Solo, right? Lando and Solo, he leaves Solo. Solo come and get the Millennium Falcon, right? Him and Chewie punch it because they about to go see Jabba. They got some work. He feels good about this. But he beat him at Sabak. But then next time we see Lando, just from a lore standpoint or from a canon standpoint, next time we see Lando, he shows up in Rebels, right?
Yeah.
He show up in Rebels. So this is before he get Cloud City. Yeah. So my question to you is, do you want post Rebels acquiring Cloud City Lando, or do you want post Solo before he go to Rebels Lando?
That's a good question. I would say post Solo. That seemed like that'd be the more interesting movie. Cause like because I just see that the guy who got Cloud City was like almost like with the understanding that hey, Empire kind of running shit. You know what I mean? They not really in any conflict with the Empire at that point. He not taking down any stormtroopers or anything like that, and that's like he in accordance, like he in cooperation with the Empire, like taking over at that point. So he like, I already know I gotta, I know the deal. But the one coming out of Solo, Rebels dude, he's still swashbuckling.
Yeah, you know I mean? You saw me, man. I wanted to go with the other one, like what he say? I trusted them.
It's not my fault.
Yeah. It's not my fault.
But I do want to see a movie where he meet Lobot though, where him and Lobot, where they meet, and because that's gonna be his sidekick. You know what I mean? He gonna be in the movie. So.
I think I still see when you throw look. I think I still probably have to go with.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Post Rebels. I think I want to go post Rebels, about to acquire, because it means there's somebody around that he got over on.
Damn, I'm talking myself back into
it. And then who did it didn't build it, like you say, his man's who was in it, but like, you know, before it could be even before he put the implant on his head.
That's what I'm saying.
And that was the movie made or something like that. Yeah. It could have been like a tragic moment, like
right. I think
why he put that on to get information to be like, this will save us all, you know, something like that. Yeah. Him getting Cloud City, him getting all that. But the stuff he went through between Solo and then showing up at Rebels, he probably was swashbuckling. I don't think he was swashbuckling as much post like that time where he, like I say, in Rebels, he hooked him up with his droid, and they got them canisters that they can put up in the sky. It was like season 2 when they were trying to get around Vader, right? Trying to elude Vader and get off Lothal. I think that guy like probably was more about business. There wasn't no swashbuckling involved. Probably a good story there, but I think you sold me on the first one where he doing some swashbuckling.
Yeah. And
I don't know enough about Lando, like for real about Lando to know like what other ships he probably, because I like to know a distinct ship that could have been in this way besides the Millennium Falcon, right? Was there another one that's that's like, is there Easter egg? Is there something in the legends? Like he had this ship that
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I'm
I
not.
don't know.
I'm not
Maybe
that.
maybe it combines both. Like we lead that and we fast forward. And that's,
Yeah.
he about to get somebody for Cloud City. I don't know, but that's the only one. But back to that, and I didn't mean to cut you off if you were about to say something else. But
No, no.
but back to that, like I don't even like I feel like the Dawn of the Jedi, knowing what we know now about different things, that's an animated series. That's an
Yeah.
animated series, right?
And then
And you could do seasons of that.
right.
You get what I'm saying?
You never wanted
Python.
to put that in one movie anyway. That in itself could be at least two movies, so a part one and a part two. Like you don't that would have been a tough stretch to be like this origin story of the Jedi in one movie. Like that's wild,
I think
That
what
do
we're
sound like a show. You're right.
That's a TV show, and I think what we're seeing with this stuff, it was kind of. I wish you would have brought up when we were talking about gaming, that these people are starting to look at because they got all excited when it came to like that, pandemic. That's weird that they missed. I always like to give businesses like the benefit of the doubt. Like, look, we think we know, but these people with all this money, they know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But for these companies to really miss time to jump of when it came to that pandemic time and how streaming boomed during the pandemic and thought that was like the way it was going to be,
Right.
as if we wasn't going to get back outside, right? Like we wasn't going to go back outside and have to go back to work and have to go on vacations and we wasn't going to be just sitting in the house. Why? Because you have all these projects that was off the door. Because you start looking at this stuff like, man, that's a lot of stuff that y'all really can't accomplish, right? And that's just Star Wars. Like we was talking about Marvel. I saw something where I think DC had like a earnings call or a financial call, and Zaslav came out and was like, "Oh yeah, we isolating DC games with these 4 kind of titles now. Batman, because they lost so much money on the couple of DC games, obviously Suicide Squad and the other one, DC Multiverse, the Multiverse one, right?
Yeah. You talking about
The one with DC where they had like Batman and Scooby Doo and all that stuff. The Multiverse game.
Multiverses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, I could have told you that, but like,
right.
At the end of the day, they gonna consolidate to like Game of Thrones, Batman. That's what people talking like. Oh, we gonna get some more Arkham Knight now because like they saying Batman, DC, Game of Thrones, and it was 2 other ones, right? Another well-known one that I know of, and then something I've heard people that's probably like in the know. They like, okay, yeah, but it was 4 times. I say all that to say, when you can't move with all that. Same thing Marvel saying, and you just do this Filoni stuff because you already got that built in, and then you just go with episode 10, 11, 12. Oh, just saying it is a Skywalker saga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think he acknowledges that the reports are conflicting. It's different. Different reports. He says that right there. He says,
where are we
I heard this will comprise episodes 10 through 12 of the Skywalker saga, but that began with George Lucas, blah, blah, blah. He's word salad.
Okay.
Insiders disputed my intel. Kinberg will continue that storyline, saying instead
instead a lot alongside percolating projects.
Well, yeah,
and I bet look, it will sit alongside because they were saying that the thing I saw earlier, or just maybe like a little post saying like, oh, they haven't canceled these other projects, but they was going to be all standalones if it come out. Right, like this will come out and these will be its own thing. Like Ray's movie will be like Ray's movie, if it happens, is not going to be episode 10.
I don't think any of those movies, like you brought up a good point. Shows, I think shows is more to where they probably are likely to go. But in terms of movies, I have no faith in any of those projects happening. None.
Oh, no.
I don't think the James Mangold would be that's not gonna happen. He just bombed with Indiana Jones. The Shermaine Obey-Chinoy project, I just don't see that ever being a real thing. Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, it's just they're gonna run out of time with that one.
Once you go to episode 10, right? Once you go to episode 10, the only way the Rey movie can happen is if it's a solo Star Wars movie 10 years later, right? Something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna do a Harrison, we're gonna do a Han Solo movie. And we're going to put it in between this afterwards in the way Star Wars does things. We'll make a Rogue One movie about this afterwards. So we have a new set of Jedi, right? And I'm just throwing it out there. We have a new set of Jedi in his movie. in Kinberg's movie, maybe we get a Rey situation of how that Jedi was part of Rey's academy. You get what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out there.
Right.
And this one, right? But yeah, like, nah, you can't. I that's the first thing I thought. That's dead.
No, I'm with you. I
It
just think it's more likely what you talked about, man. I really think it's more likely what you said, and that's the back door of the whole, like. Plus, it says it right here, man. He worked with Filoni. I just don't see him. I don't see him ignoring Filoni, man. Just like showing up at Lucasfilm and not doing something with Filoni. You know what I mean? Filoni oversee everything.
Rebels.
Yeah. I think they're gonna pick up from there, man. That's what they know. I'm gonna throw a curveball here, theory wise, right? Something that we might not hear yet. What if they do an animated trilogy? They do an animated project. Who's to say? Because it's Filoni. Like, they got a history. It says also carried back. I don't think she's with the company anymore. But it says, he co-created
bring old girl back from
or live action Rebels or something like I just see it. Yeah, I'm with you. I see them just finding another way to explore another story that's going on in the universe.
Because he can work with you're right. Because like what's stopping him from consulting with Filoni now as he gets to the point where he gets his movie out, right? They do the Mandalorian, and I'm pretty sure it'll be one more movie after that. As they get to the point that they can lay some seeds from that point, right? From that point, and it ain't got to be Filoni telling him like they talk because they already didn't work together, right? They made Ezra, they made Sabine, they made Hera and Kanan, right?
Yeah, they created these characters.
Why couldn't they? And some of that is seeded in where I mean, Filoni sent Ezra to Peridia, and we got him now, right? Like we sit here and you finish the series and you like, yo, why wasn't they in the big game? Oh,
that's why
Kanan died, and they went over here, right?
He's in another galaxy,
and now we have the other galaxy. Like it's not even it's like
another thing. Yeah,
so it's like
the fact that we got other galaxies. Remember the whole basis of this thing is in a galaxy far, far away. It's always been that gap. Now we going to different galaxies now. That opens up the door for like a new enemy. You know what I mean? Like I always said, that's what Star Wars need is a new enemy. That's what they did in the books. You got the Vaughn. Like they need a new enemy, dog. Like they need to move beyond the Empire and the First Order. Stormtroop. Like you need a new enemy. They can still be there. They still exist, obviously. It's still, like you said, it's always going to be remnants from either side, but they need a new enemy. A new galaxy might be the way to do that. They might, I can see that happen.
It's even like little theories out about with this kid show that's coming out, and it's like, that they might not, that they might not be here, like meaning like how it's kind of set up that it's already talking about wild space and all that, but are they really what they might not know that like the movie got pitched. I mean, the show got pitched that these kids they don't know that they're in a Star Wars universe. You know what I'm saying? Like they may be coming, or something to that effect. I could be saying that wrong, but something to that effect that they could be coming from when they got into that ship and took off, that they may be coming to the Star Wars universe, like the Outer Rim, Mid Rim, Core Worlds kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like they could be coming from the Peridia or just wild space altogether. Like like when he's drawn when he in the trailer and he drawing the story of the Jedi, that's like children's stories that Balin was hearing about Peridia. Like those are, remember he was like, those are like children's stories or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it could be that. But at the end of the day, hopefully, I do like the fact that he been like with him, him and Filoni and Rebels and all this and all that. Maybe that's more of a stamp for me than it need to be. I'm liking seeing about the X-Men and Logan. He was part of Deadpool.
I would say he a heavyweight.
He nice.
No, he a heavyweight.
Usually we look at these.
Usually
we look at these and we have some sunnage. Like, he got some documentaries.
No disrespect to Obey Shinoy, but she do documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Nah, this dude right here, man, he a producer / writer / director, man.
He got Sherlock Holmes action.
He got
Mr. and Mrs.
Smith numbers. Yeah, like he got John numbers. Like
because this is my thing.
He's sonning Filoni in terms.
This is my thing. Yeah, he's Sonny, right?
He's
And this is my thing. And speaking of Filoni, this is my thing about this. This is my thing about Star Wars, DC, whomever it is, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just use Star Wars, for example. When George made Star Wars, right? And people say that, that's like a tagline when you're about to sun everybody else that's in Star Wars. But when George made it, you're about to do some sunning. But he had so many other influences that influenced Star Wars, right? What he did influenced the way he made Star Wars. The thing that makes Filoni special in his way is that he's influenced by Star Wars and he can speak to that. But the only other thing he uses that probably influences him that he brings in Star Wars a little bit of sci-fi, right? He'll bring some sci-fi. That's why we get World Between Worlds. We get
that's true. Yeah,
some of the stuff Peridia. There's some of the stuff if you go back and watch Rebels, or if you watch some of the stuff they were doing, like or Clone Wars, you be like, yeah, that's not George.
Yeah,
that's you bringing a little bit of what you. But he don't use a lot of that.
I haven't heard. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. Like it's almost. Well, not to cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish. I was just gonna say real quick. It's almost a lot of like Lovecraftian stuff in there too. I don't know. I never heard Filoni say that, but I always thought that as like he brought George already kind of had some of that, but I think Filoni uses that a lot too, like that Lovecraft, craftiness, yeah, like that cosmic being part of Star Wars. Like he kind of put that in there. My bad.
That's his juice. But like most of you think about everybody else that's come across and started making Star Wars, like says let's start the sequels and all that and other stuff that people get involved. They all influenced by Star Wars. So they making Star Wars influenced by Star Wars. They're not making Star Wars influenced by a Western, right? There's no way they can. They're too young to be that, right?
Right.
Like we always talk about people that come in. I just want people that's in anything. If I'm watching Marvel, you're starting to get to that point with Marvel too. Like people that are making Marvel movies are influenced by Marvel movies.
Right.
They're not influenced by when you watch Iron Man that Favreau brought some other stuff that he was influenced by in the Star Wars. That's probably what made the Mandalorian so good in the early beginnings, because it was like if it would have just been Filoni, it would have been such an in-universe Star Wars show, right? It would have been such an in-universe. What makes it special is that you get the extra part with Favreau, that he get to bring his influences of other things that he been watching, been a part of. You start getting this younger generation of people making stuff. They've only, and I'm not trying to be negative about it. I'm just people that been influenced by other stuff into it. They, we always talk about like of course you want to get a Nolan, of course you want to get a Villeneuve, but like of course you want to get them, right? But like you gotta have other influences, and then it's dope to have somebody like Filoni around, or what's that other guy, Pablo, right? It's dope to have them around where like they can like Tony, like Gilroy uses that stuff, right? Like they tell me to put this particular item in the store, I'll do it, right? They say this is great for lore, I'll do it. But I'm influenced by other stuff that I'm doing to Star that I bring to Star. And I think you have to do that with you can look at the MCU even the same way, where it's like those people that was coming in early, they were influenced by. I mean, Black Panther is the first one is such a different movie than like Coogler was. He's so Oakland, like he's such a different influence. And I'm saying Black Panther, but I could say that with the first Doctor Strange or whoever, like all the
first Captain America movie,
first Captain America. Those are so influenced by other things. They just happen to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What George did, and you hope that the people you bring in, like I love when they come in and say, "Oh, I'm such a Star Wars fan," but it's like, no, I'd rather you tell me like I'd like to be in this spot, but like I'm influenced by Filoni. Help. I'm more confident they say, "Hey, Filoni helped me out with some of the inside baseball stuff."
Yeah. He made sure I was on point on my lore and my continuity, even though Filoni ain't like he be wilding sometimes, but still was like
and I'm saying Filoni, but I think there's a couple other guys that's like there's actually somebody else that's really more like
Sam Witwer, man.
Filoni like to tell you the why, right? He'll tell you the why it would happen in Star Wars.
Yep.
This is what such and such would do faced with this situation.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
and he'll give you some history on why George made that decision. Like
100%.
What was behind that? Like what was the motivation?
But like you say, to the point, like somebody like Sam will be like, and there's somebody else that's really in there that's like I forget it. There's really a right hand man that was with Tony that like put that that I connect. This how we can connect those dots that be to keep it looking like Star Wars to the best of our, even though people say that's the least look like Star Wars situation, but like it's still Star Wars, where it's like we have it here, but
Yeah.
I'm bringing my influences in. I keep going long about saying that, but this dude got a lot of other stuff. He ain't got Clone Wars and Rebels, and then he did an episode of something of a Netflix show. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it was like a weird situation with the last X-Men movie, which was Phoenix. I think he kind of got, I don't want to say he got forced into that, but he kind of like ran out of options. But he's a producer more than anything. But you can clearly just see based off his resume, world building is important because the X-Men continuity is notorious for being all over the place. But he at least kind of reset everything after First Class and even incorporated the original trilogy, the original characters, right? So he got a history, man, of sort of reboots. So let me see here. He got Deadpool. He got the first two Deadpool movies. He got
I think he was in part of the
he did the
third
New
one.
Mutants.
Yeah, he was an exec producer on the Deadpool Wolverine. He's part of the Martian.
Produced a lot. Logan.
They got Logan work, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, he got a good run here, man. Is just Dark Phoenix it didn't work out, but he did the continuity that he was able to build off of First Class. He did Fantastic Four too. The one that
that's tough. Like you say, with a rough one. That's not a good thing on your resi.
I think he wrote it too, man. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna say it like this, bro. The writing part makes me nervous. Okay, when I'm talking, like I don't really want Kinberg writing the scripts. The story, yeah. You know how George's name is on everything for the Star Wars story, but like and I think he wrote the screen. But I say all that to say, I can see him doing the story for whatever they doing going forward. I don't know if I want him writing all of the him writing 10 through 12.
Yeah, him getting word for word.
I'm looking at his writing credits. Okay, he did. I mean, he did write Days of Future Past, which probably my favorite X-Men movie of all time.
Days of Future Past is really, really good.
And he did First Class, but he didn't write First Class. That was Matthew Vaughn, I think. And he wrote Sherlock Holmes. He wrote Jumper. He wrote X-Men. Hey, keep Kinberg away from him. Kinberg can't write it, bro. Nah. Yeah. You got X-Men Last Stand on your nah. Kinberg needs some help, is what I'm saying. He need a partner, he needs somebody in there to he can't, because again, it sounds like I'm sunning him, but like I don't know if I want him wearing all the hats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do trust his vision. You know what I mean? I do, like, based off his resume, I could see him coming up with a vision for the future. I mean, so again, he get my seal of, he get my confidence going into the future. Like, all right, I can see this working with a Simon Kinberg, but don't put too much on him. You know what I mean? Let some other writers get in there and help him out, or let him choose the right writers, which I think he can do.
Yeah, like you say, he may have, like you say, by writing, be like, I'm gonna tell y'all with the story. I got an idea with the story. We gonna get this room, get the story together. But you get the pen out real quick.
Yeah. Let me hold that pen.
I need a stenographer in here.
Cause he got Apocalypse, he got Fantastic Four, and he got The Last Stand. Man, that's a tough 3 titles to have on your resume.
Yeah, I like definitely. I just like the wide range pause of different things that he got, man.
Yeah.
Because it's been disappointed with some of recently some of the people that they different franchises that tried to bring on. Like I say, I'm always a fan of giving people chances, but I like the way that like I think everybody should have to do it the Coogler way, right? Like you got this, you got these couple things that did this, and the quality, okay, cool. We like you've done some work. Like we're not taking this big chance on you, right?
Yeah, that's
like we're giving people a chance. We're just not taking a chance on you. Like,
and Coogler proved that he was talented, right? Like, Coogler did Fruitvale Station drama. He also did the first Creed movie, action and drama.
Yeah.
Like Coogler proved that he can make a movie. Like he you know what I mean? Like Coogler proved that he can make a dramatic action movie, right? Like he proved that. However you want to, look at it. He proved he can do either or. Fruitvale Station is not an action movie. It's a drama. You know what I mean? Whereas you would compare that to somebody like an Obey Chinoy is like, yeah, I'm just looking at your resume. I don't see Star Wars. Like I don't see it. Like I don't see action movie.
Should have a couple movies. Like if somebody gave those dudes the A24 dudes, right?
Yeah.
Like they gave them those, not that, I think they got a bunch of directors, but let's say those dudes that did
Eggers. The biggest two is like Robert Eggers and it's the other guy, the dude who did Hereditary. I like all the movies too, by the way.
They got a couple things where it's like, okay, those are the people we take chances on. We're not gonna just do the retreads because they got a name, but they ain't really did. We give you've proven that you're worth taking a chance on, like say risk averse or risk, because it's not risk reward, right? You're not taking this big swing, like,
right? Especially if you put them on a Doctor Strange movie or something.
Y'all did this, exactly. Like I see y'all vision. Y'all can let's talk, right? Those are the people that you gotta do these kind of things, and really the chance takers should be at the level they just left, right? So we'll use what's her name, Charmaine, as an example. Like you don't go from documentaries to Star Wars
to $200 million Star Wars movie.
Let's get you an A24 joint, right? Let's get you an A24. Let's get another level of this, and you rock that, right? Yeah. Then we like, okay, you got an idea, you got this. Let's do that here, and then we can bring you on. Like all these, anybody that's getting a chance taken on them should at least get chances at that level. That's where your chances happen, right? Yeah. Like I don't want to see a first time like the next, like the next Avengers movie, and they like, oh, we just here's a the video. They did a couple of videos. We're gonna give them an op, right? Like, nah, you do a couple things. Are these people given opportunities? Because that's what opportunities need to happen. And then we'll be like, okay, we're not just going to run and chase James Mangold around. We gave James a shot. We gave James a couple of shots. And then we just gave him his own, like, can you do something with this indie? Probably was dead DOA. Probably something you should have went on ahead and said no.
Yeah, he probably
like. Do you know when to say no? Like, right? Like, oh,
yeah, it's probably one Logan? Of those. Like, that's his childhood. That's his. Yeah. He had Logan. Yeah, man.
Like Logan, I'm like, hey, I just did Logan, bro. Like, I just this indie looking like.
I'll be back when y'all got something a little bit more.
This video game gonna make more money than the movie gonna make. Like, I might have, should have. I might have. Nah, I'm not gonna do the indie joint. Like, y'all giving me a new indie? Oh, is it Chris Pratt
too? Like, wait a minute. Like, he doing what? No, I got Battle of Destiny. You mean Sundial?
Say the sun.
You going back in time? Yeah, nah.
Nah, we gonna chill. So so they don't go like, okay, you just come off indie, and then we gonna give you the next Avengers movie. Like, nah, James, I might go get these people who just killed. They made money, and made a good movie on. I keep saying the A24. I'm sure there's other companies, but they made his A24 rock. Look at the complexity.
With literally a budget of like 15 million. They made 100 off of 15. Like,
they can do this.
I'm about to give them 100 now. I'm about to give them 150 actually. What you think they're gonna do? Like, it's and an example of what you're talking about, because you're absolutely right, is the chick who did the Eternals. Because she had an Oscar, but it was for Nomad.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like an action movie. It was like a drama, but it was like, it was like a film, almost like an indie film, I think. It was like, I probably should have let her do one more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let her get one more under her belt. I know she got the Oscar, but before y'all give her 200 million or whatever it was for Eternals, and before y'all expect her to do like action scenes, because I think that was like a thing that came up. It's like she struggled with the action scene, and could be, but I'm saying all that to say, like, that's an example of a risk, of a swing, like of taking a gamble on somebody, and it'd be like, it didn't work out.
And then sometimes that's what it is, right? Like, yo, she came off of this, and it don't, but that's a better risk. Yeah, they made a drama.
Right.
It just didn't okay, that didn't work, right? But I
It
like my
still might not
chances
work.
I like my chances in those situations.
Yeah.
Then like you say, we got, and then not knowing to read the room, right? Like, hey, it's probably I'm all for like not bowing to the noise and writing all this, but like it's probably not the time to do the kind of Ray movie that you wanted to do, right? Like it just ain't the time. Like let's chill for a minute. Bray, like they brought Andrew back to do that. I just watch love that people got in certain movies in the Wolverine. Like it may take some years. Go down. Look how much Hayden get now.
That's true, man. Yeah.
Right? Look how much Hayden get now when he show up. It's like the best thing ever, man. Like they was killing Hayden in 2006, 2002. Like read the room. It took a long time before Hayden could come back. Right?
Yeah.
Let the now and a lot of stuff got built around and things of that, and then invest in that. But like
luckily for him,
like
they
not
went to
a
work
Ray
on fixing
movie.
his character right away, though.
You say what?
I said just a quick side note. Like, luckily
and
for
I like
him,
Ray. I want to make sure I say that out loud.
yeah, no, I like
Well,
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
The character I'm not really a big, but still I like her.
It ain't the time. It ain't the time to do one though.
No, I'm with you though. I'm with you. You're right. But here's the problem with that, because I see the point you made. The difference is they went to work right away on fixing Anakin. Whether you hated I always like Hayden performance, but whether you hated it or not, they dropped Clone Wars like what 2-3 years later.
Yeah,
and immediately people was like, "Oh, he kind of cool." Like
yeah,
it was like immediate. Like it wasn't. It wasn't like you had to like go back and look at the movies and just depend on the movies and be like, hey, you know what? Actually, I get it now. No, they literally repaired his character immediately. They made him a teacher. He had like quips now. He was like quick. Instead of being a whiny kid in this like wooden performance that people complained about with Hayden.
Yeah,
Anakin immediately became like cool, like damn, like oh, Anakin kind of dope, like hold on,
exactly.
Oh, he a master now. He got his own apprentice now. Like you start seeing all these different dimensions of Anakin, and then like you said, Clone Wars took off.
Yeah,
and by the time it swung around, people was like, yeah, bring people. You know what I mean? Coupled that with like the advent of like YouTube videos and stuff, and like people exploring the character more. By the time it came around, it was like, all right, yeah, we ready to bring Anakin and Hayden back. And
a lot of groundwork went in.
I'm piggybacking off your point. You're right. She still needs that.
She need that.
We haven't had there's no show for explaining Ray. You know what I mean? Like there's no backstory. Like there's nothing to flesh her character out. There's no book trilogy that came out that gives you a background on who Ray. You know what I mean? I'm really saying the character might not be able to be repaired the same way Anakin was.
It might not have had the level impact, and then it has to be done in a different way, right? You have to
you got to figure it out,
and then
you dropping another movie. I don't think it's the answer.
It's not the answer, because then you have to do something afterwards, right? Because one of the other things about the sequel trilogy is it's really like a year. You know what I'm saying? It's not like how you go from they blow you up to 10 years later we get Hayden, and then it's another 3 years Slimo, and you get 3 more years before you get to Revenge of the Sith, which is what the Clone Wars take place, right? You got all that, and then you get the maker come back and say, I probably didn't really do the thing with Anakin I was supposed to do, right? Like, when he was saying when Obi was like, man, he was a dear friend, like he looking up and was like, he was a great pilot and all that. Like the movies didn't tell us that. The show did, right? The show really put Anakin to the point where Anakin is like on par. Like when you talk about characters, it's Vader and it's Anakin. And sometimes like a prequel generation person, they see something and they say Anakin. Like they say Anakin when we was saying Vader. They say Anakin, or not say they. I'm one of the we. I say Anakin, right?
Nope.
But you'll have to do something afterwards with her. And if you saying that this movie was supposed to be, the Ray movie was supposed to be 15 years after episode 9, can't just go 15 years. Read the room. You can't do it right now. You can't read the room and do 15. You gotta lay some. They don't even do it in the comic series. Like they've done a lot in the comics with Ben Solo, and they got a better chance with him.
Yeah,
doing some stuff, right? Then because they've done a lot. They haven't even done a cartoon like an animated series but he would be the one that he would be the safest. And that's reading the room. Like, if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do something with Kylo Ren.
He the most liked character. On the sequel trilogy.
So you
not Rey.
It's him. He's the only one that you can do something, because she was so young. He's the only one that you can do something with even before. If you want to do something, you don't even got to go back to the Return of the Jedi era, not Return, but Last Jedi era from the Temple, or him and Luke. Like, even afterwards, even him, whatever you want to do, you have a lot of time, but it's him. You could do a build up with him, but with Rey, you got to do it afterwards. You got to put the time in. You're not, like you said, you're not even doing comics about her. You're not setting her up in a way that you're not, what they say, you're not getting me to set me up for success. You're not setting her up for success is what I'm just trying to say. And that's just not reading the room. Like, so yeah, she could show up in this in like a flashback, right? But there's not time. It's not time to do a Rey movie.
No,
it's not time to do a Rey movie.
No,
it always felt mistimed. Like, I get it, but like not now. Like, it's okay that she can be older. Yeah. And even if she's still a young woman, like if she older, and then you
can't build around her though. You can't build anything going forward around her. She can be enveloped in like this new world, like you said earlier, with these new characters, and whereas like they've built a new world and a new time period basically in that galaxy. And then she just pops up like, flashback, or she just makes like almost like a cameo, or she's just a part of it, but it's not built around her like the trilogy was. It's just that she's just one of the characters. You know how when they do the poster, it used to be just her face and then everybody around. Like, no, she got to be one of the characters on the side, and whoever the new heroes are, they in the middle. She can. I think she can make it like that, but you can't build a future around Rey, around this character. You haven't earned that. You got to earn it.
And you're telling us right now with the exactly 100%. I agree, and you're telling us right now, but with the stuff you're doing on the ground level, right? You're not building out who her parents were, right? Like, you're not really like we saw that in episode 9. Why we're not getting even comic stories or animation around it? Because
the groundwork wasn't done. No,
it's not time for that. But like, if like right now, I should see episode 10 or episode 11, right? And I should see Grogu as a master Jedi. I should see whatever if they build in the order or whatever. I don't know what the movie about, but I should see Grogu at that point. That's earned.
Yeah.
Right. And depending on how the movie and all the stuff come out.
No, we seen Google Gaga making, going from the first 3 claws reaching out to Mando to slamming stormtroopers into each other. Yeah, so to get to the point of where Grogu's the one sitting there, in this little hover thing or whatever, like where he's standing up and he can talk now. And he basically the new Yoda.
He part of the council.
You're right. Like, that can fit that because that's earned. We got enough groundwork done to where we could add that last piece and be like, oh damn, Grogu talking now. He made full sentence. He a little bit taller. Maybe he grow a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like. And he'll still be like super young because it's not like hundreds of years into the future. So that's a good point, man.
Stuff like that. Like, that's reading, like, okay, I'm not saying you got to take these people. I'm just like kind of using the example of like things that are earned. Like, it just that never made sense when they were doing that. Like I get it, but like, y'all got to do a lot of like let's stop acting like that's not a thing that's out there. There's a lot of work y'all got to do to repair that. It's less work to repair some of this other stuff, right? Yeah. But that needs repairing, and y'all not even putting the effort right now into repairing that to be like, we just gonna drop another movie. Like, y'all was just setting that up to be another talking point when it failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they drop a movie for her and it bombed. It just becomes a lightning rod.
Y'all never embrace the character, and it turns
turns into this.
Yeah.
debate thing that is what necessary because that's not something that's ready to happen. It's just not ready to happen.
Nobody's asking for it.
What they always say about in the Force Awakens beginning when they said this is to make this right, like that was such a, like you say, that's known as such a anti prequel moment, right? Anti prequel, this will make things right, right? When that line, that's like perceived and maybe even fact of such an anti prequel line. Like, we're going to make y'all said y'all don't like the prequels, we're gonna take care of it. Literally, behold, so much work went into making the prequels right. That didn't do it. The work made the prequels right.
That's what I'm saying. You're right. That's the thing. They were too late with that almost. Because it's like, wait a minute, hold on. You talk, see, like, that's what, like you're talking to people in the past.
Yes.
Now, if you had done
a movie blog guy.
Right. Yeah. If you had done that, if you had came out somehow with The Force Awakens a year or two after the prequel ended, people would have been like, I get that. Like, like they would embrace that. But at that point, we had already had years of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
People was already kind of like, actually, I kind of like the prequels. You know, like, I get you gonna make things right. Like, again, read, like you said, read the room. And that falls on J.J. Abrams. Is like, you're not really a Star Wars fan. Because you just kind of read the headlines. You wasn't outside.
Yeah.
You gotta be outside to be like, nah, actually, you know, we as a community, we kind of coming around to the prequels. Let me go ahead and rethink that. But nah, you're an outsider. You a movie guy. You a industry guy like Abrams is. You ain't not really a fan.
Yeah.
You just kind of come in at the end like, I'm gonna be the one to fix Star Wars. They like, bro, that was like 6 years ago. Like, you late. Like, it wasn't even 6 years at that point. It was like 10 years ago. It was like, that was like 10 years. That was like a decade ago, bro. A lot has went into, whether it be through Legends and the TV show,
games,
and just like countless rewatches. A lot of that has been repaired. Like, the Star Wars fan base wasn't like, they didn't have the pitchforks or the torches out anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they wasn't like a crazed mob like that no more. They wasn't upset as much as they were about the prequels as they were. So it's like, but yeah, you got to read the room.
That was a different generation of people.
That was a different generation.
Felt that way, right?
Like, this will make things right. At that point, it was kind of like, that was looked at as like a slight. Like,
100%. So, but when it was said, it was already kind of like a, like you said, you was late to the party with that line. Like, that wasn't people.
Yeah, you got to know. Again, that fall on J.J. Abrams. It's like, you got to know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody like Kinberg, I don't think would make that mistake. He's not gonna come in and be like, I don't think he would come in and be like, I'm here to continue what you guys love. And they'll be like, what are you talking about? Because it's not. Because we know, whether you like it or not, the sequel trilogy wasn't like universally. It wasn't like embraced by everybody. It divides the room a little bit, but some people do love it. But for him, he wouldn't come in and be like, yeah, I'm here to give what the people are asking for. It's like, no, you didn't read the room. If you say that, you didn't read the room.
Absolutely. And there's
long way is just saying, piggybacking off what you're saying, is like, come in and know right away it's not a time for a Rey movie. You got a lot of work to do, but you definitely can't come in on a Rey movie. You can't come in and be like, Rey movie. No, Rey movie, it can't be on the table. You didn't earn that. Nobody asked for that. You're not gonna get that off. So, different angle. You need to come in from because Rey movie's not, that shit ain't gonna work.
It's just
more work needs to be done. Y'all need to figure out how to get to the point y'all got with Anakin in the sequel trilogy. Or
that's a good way to say it. Get to the point where where you like figure out how you can do it versus just doing.
And I think you said it. TV show. I think give her a TV show, man. It's Daisy Ridley, bro. Like, you can get her.
100%.
Pay her whatever you go. Pay her. Whatever. Don't try to cheat her. But like, y'all got a relationship with this woman. Like, go ahead and make a TV show. As long as you got her, you can cast different people in it. Like. But figure out something. But on a movie, though, is just I'm sorry, but you're throwing away money at that point.
And then there's the part too, Mandy, that it's like sometimes you got to just know when to fold.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about Hayden, right? Like there's a bunch of work that was put in, right? With turn, not just Hayden, but like there was a bunch of work that filled out the prequels. There was always, and then probably was always part of the plan. So that's not, it's not like, oh man, it's just so bad. Let's make the Clone Wars. Like we were gonna do that. Clone Wars TV show was gonna happen because that was the next space that George wanted to get into. Like, and it seemed like the thing. So something like that, something to that effect was going to happen. Byproduct of that is, wow, because like Jordan, like we're gonna make a show. We're gonna give Anakin a Padawan. What, George, for real, right? So we gonna tell a story. We're gonna have Ahsoka, but like what it did for everybody else, and then what you get now from the filling out of like Mace, well, not Mace Windu, but like Rex and all that. I'll tell you this: it's the Clone Wars that made me like Yoda. Because when I first not saying he wasn't a great character, but seeing Yoda in the what's the name of it? And then like in the original movie, like damn, he mean as hell. Knowing I'm a Yoda type of teacher, right? But at the time I'm watching it, like man, that dude mean as hell. Then I'm watching the prequels. I'm like, damn, you missed the whole fucking point, dog. Yeah. Right? Like that's where I'm coming out of it, Revs. But then like I watched the Clone Wars and obviously seen the Rebel, but watching the Clone Wars and stuff, now I get the total picture. And then I grew up, like in terms of like I was already grown watching that stuff. But I'm saying like I grew up in terms of like who I was becoming more as like as a colleague, as a dude. Like that's actually more my personality when I'm dealing with people, right? Like as opposed to like me being sensitive,
right,
about it because somebody coming at me that way. More times than not, I'm actually coming at other people that way, right? I'm a Yoda type of teacher. But like it was the Clone Wars where I saw the vision of Yoda. Like, oh, no, he not just that. I'm seeing him with the younglings. I'm seeing him with the different troopers. I'm seeing when he talking to the different other Jedi around him. Like it's not just him like being an asshole. Because he was an asshole for me until I saw that. I got that. Maybe not other people, but I got that. My point is going to this was what came up with the sequels, the way it's set up. The one it's not. You don't have an Obi-Wan that came out of that. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't like when we came out of the trilogy. We go to the OT, then we go to the prequels. We got Obi-Wan, we got this, and so then when we leave the prequels, we still got Obi-Wan. We got vehicles for Anakin to show back up. We got Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, who came from the prequels, that we can still let. We're not just making an Anakin TV show. Yeah. Right. Like, damn, he Vader now. We can't do it. But no, we do an Obi-Wan show and we do an Ahsoka show. Right. You know how many times I watched episode 5 of Ahsoka? That shit is incredible. Yeah. Right. Like, but there's so not only did time get put in that time got put in to repair, there's also vehicles to get the benefit from. Where there's not characters from she's the only one left, her and Finn. Now we talk about the people who need to get fixed or get the time. We need the time to be able to do that. We don't have anything outside of that continued on. We don't have y'all didn't do Poe in a way that Poe could have. Man, what if they did a Poe show? There's nothing there. No. So you can even kind of gauge the room, like how would the room impact, or if we came out with another young little Jedi was we see a Force Ghost array or something, you get what I'm saying, like a something else. Yeah, that if they were there and okay, we watching this and there's a chance Rey can show up, there's a chance Finn can show up, there's a chance Rose can show up. It's just not there. So sometimes it's hey, we did it. We'll reference to them, right? We're not going to act like it didn't happen. We're referencing it, but hey, we telling a story about that. They did this, but hey, Jason Sindula, hey Yoda. That's what how hyped I was. I went back and watched episode 5, and I sit there and I'm like with all the things that we talked about Ahsoka a lot, but the hope I had when Jason could notice that there was lightsabers, he could feel, he could sense Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds talking to Anakin and having them lightsabers going. I'm like, okay, that's what I need for later. Yeah. Because I can't. That's where it's at. Oh, he could be one of those ones. Ezra, even though he be older, but like those kind of things are like what makes that interesting for me for something to go for the future. Even if they do whole new characters. But I'm just saying, like that is the feeling I like.
Yeah,
If we setting up people for later. So
it's the
no,
upside,
like
right?
just going back, finishing my point. Sometimes it's just like we going 9, 10, and 11. We're not trying to build out, we're not trying to flesh her character out yet because there's not really any other vehicles to flesh it out. If we going from movie to movie, that's not really fleshing it out. We got to have other stuff that builds that out, that changes the narrative, that changes the energy. And what else did we come out of with? What else did we come out of with? And I like watching the sequels, but there's nothing that you come out with from the sequels is like, okay, like Ahsoka. Like we don't come out with an Ahsoka. We don't come out with an Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
We don't come out with a Cal Kestis.
It's like salvageable.
Yeah, like we didn't even know it was Cal Kestis. We didn't know Cal Kestis was a Padawan when we left that. But y'all, this energy from all this other, we can do a whole nother Order 66, and we gonna make a video game franchise off of that. Like you would almost have to do something like that.
We can't even get Broom Boy out.
We can't even get Broom Boy.
We can't even use Broom Boy. He was
they could
insignificant.
It should have kept Broom Boy. Broom Boy should have showed up.
Broom Boy should have been the main character, man. Like
he showed up, man.
He should have popped up in the Last Jedi from the beginning. And then
we should have had to save Broom Boy because he part of the future.
He was such a forgettable. You know, it was just that was it. Like you couldn't even. J.J. Abrams was like, no.
Yeah, Broom Boy don't matter.
Broom Boy didn't matter though.
Broom Boy could have had a little show or something coming out.
Yeah,
and then you pop her up. Oh, this we got a dope writer to write this episode, and what they did with her and the love she getting.
Yeah.
Okay, we could probably do that.
That's it.
We could probably do that.